在繁忙嘅都市中，往往都叫人喘不過氣。緊張嘅生活節奏令我哋面對日益增多嘅壓力，疲勞及緊張令我哋失去方向。但喺呢個繁忙嘅都市中，我哋找到平靜嘅一角，一個舒緩壓力、緩解疲勞、啟發人生嘅空間。artjamming。
When we opened the studio with the friends in Shanwan, it was partly a gallery, and I must say that I was very disappointed in running a gallery because, I mean, the parties were great, but what was disappointing to me was people would come in and have a lot of expectations about what galleries are like. And you know, I would be running the gallery, it was my turn to run. Someone would walk in the door and you know, I would say hello. It's a 200 square foot space. You can't not see me. But they were very tentative. They wouldn't talk. They would just walk around the room in pure quiet and leave. And it occurred to me that people had a kind of perception about what art is and what art should be, and we get that still today. You know, when people see art in a gallery, they think that, well, maybe I'm not intelligent enough to talk about it. I really, I shouldn't form an opinion because you know, there are people more intellectual, more expert at it. And you know, when we opened this place, a lot of the reactions were, "Oh, are you a gallery? Do you teach art?" And it's like these two are the main themes that people think about when they think about art. And I think for me, it was never like that. Art was fun because I was just doing it for myself and I couldn't see it in any other way, and it was disappointing to me to see it in the light of, oh, well, it's just something I invest in or something I buy on the wall, or I'd love to look at it but I'm not going to talk to anybody about it, or you have to learn from somebody who knows better. And yeah, so that's why artjam. We made artjam what it is. It's all entertainment. In general, I would say that even if we thought about giving up, there was something inside or inherent about artjam that said to us that there was something very worthwhile here. And you know, what was worthwhile was the kind of responses. It was really intangible. It had nothing to do with money we were making, which was not very much in the beginning, but it was the really genuine reaction of the people who would just, I'd never seen people so happy and so open and so kind and generous, and for that reason alone, even if we should have given up financially, we didn't give up. We would just find ways to get a little more money, or you know, not take salaries, or whatever it was that we had to go through. You know, we were being paid in our customers' response, which was, especially in the early days, all we were running on. But now, I mean, we're very, very happy because a lot of the reasons artjam has turned out the way it has, because over the 7 years or so that we've done this is not the way artjam looked when we first started. It was really raw. But the way it looks now, a lot of it we owe to our customers and the artjammers that come here, because they're not artists, a lot of them, they can look at art in a way that's totally fresh and totally different. They can say things that make sense to them that an art student who's used to all those materials, all those equipment, will take for granted and just accept that those things have to be that way because they've been made like that for hundreds of years. But for these people who have no exposure to art, they see it totally differently. And the way they use things is totally different from the way an art student or an artist would use things. And from them, we learned a lot about what we could do for this business to make it work for them. You know, we designed our own easels, we made a paint station that basically endlessly flows with paint. You know, because there are too many limitations in what already exists on a normal standard level. So ArtJam is different because it gives them a kind of a sense of effortlessness. They don't have to try very hard, and it's really easy to achieve. I mean, basically people finish a painting in about, on average, 3 hours. That's with a lot of conversation in between. And then we box it up and they take it home, and they're really proud. I mean, that's quite an achievement for such a short period of time. And I think that a lot of people really have can set a value onto something like that, something that they had never allowed themselves to think about before. You know, apart from learning a bit of art or appreciating by buying a bit of art. Now they can create their own easily. The most important thing, as far as I'm concerned, is that we give ourselves a chance. You know, to this day, even though we run ArtJam, I don't consider myself an artist, but I know I enjoy it. You know, it's like people who know they love to sing. You know, they won't really give it up. People who like to cook, they'll find a way to, maybe they're not the chef at Four Seasons Hotel, but they are, you know, cooking for their friends. I think that to me means a lot. I mean, personally, if you can do something that you love in some way, shape, or form in your life, there's, you know, you can't beat that. That is the best thing. That is something we should never ever have to give up. You know, whether it's art, whether it's music, whether it's dancing, all of that is important. You know, we have to do what we love.
日升日落，歲月飛馳，春夏秋冬季節相繼，7年，足足7年，裝載嘅係快樂同淚水。實現一個夢想真係唔容易，唔簡單，需要經歷過大大小小嘅困難、波折、灰心、失望，當中需要嘅係時間、淚水、汗水。而實現一個夢想，希望惠及他人，給別人一個更自由嘅空間，感想、感夢 ，Bring art to life。呢個就係喺香港經營超過7年嘅 artjamming。對呢間鋪頭有咩感受呢？
我覺得呢個幾新鮮咯，因為我都係跟個朋友第一次嚟，但我聽到都覺得香港好少有呢啲咁嘅機會，咁我覺得嚟呢度試下好少都幾開心，同埋呢個環境都好特別，我幾中意。
幾好咯，個 setting 唔係太大地方咁，好 comfortable， 同埋即係好 free 咯可以。
之前你喺第二啲國家有冇？
我之前喺新加坡試過一個 artjamming 嘅 activity。
呢度就香港第一次嚟呢啲咁嘅地方，你自己都好中意畫畫嘅。
其實我中意亂畫，又冇話真係好中意畫畫，但係啦。
呢度就可以提供一個空間，你可以畫乜都得。
所以想試下。其實都係新加坡嗰次就覺得幾好玩，但係可能又冇乜 plan 想畫啲乜嘢。咁今次其實特別係有啲想畫嘅特別嚟。
At ArtJamming, our customers get a canvas like this. They're mounted on our special easels, and actually the customer gets to not only paint on the surface, but paint on all the sides at the same time. At any point we could give it a turn, and they can alter the perspective on their painting or change the technique and develop it from there. We also have our paint station where they can choose their own colors. They'll also have obviously trays and palettes to use, as well as brushes, spatulas, little plastic tools, as well as sponges. So they help themselves. It's basically a buffet of paints, and they literally create exactly whatever they want. So it could be something very abstract, something usually very personal. Sometimes it's a gift for somebody. It completely ranges from, as I said, the most simple idea to the most complicated idea.